same Sunday, we might have to actually get more chairs.
Woohoo!
Challenge
Yeah.
for the service team. Challenge the service team to show up so many people that they have to get more chairs.
I like that challenge.
Yeah, that's a great challenge. Plus, it's really fun when we're all here in community. There's something that happens. You know, I had a conversation with some ministers this week, and they were talking about the future of churches and of brick and mortar, what they call us, you know, and saying that they're going away. And I just don't agree. Now, I think there is a wonderful space for online. How many of you watch at home sometimes? Right? It's cool to watch at home. I mean, I watch from home, which is really weird because it's like me watching me from home. But it's cool, and it's a great way, because some mornings let's face it, we wake up, we're like, this bed feels so good. I'll just look on my phone, you know. Back in the old days, like in TV, doing the weather was a very intimate thing, especially at 11 o'clock. Because most people watched you through their feet, you know? So they kind of felt like they knew you really well because you were in their bedroom with them, right? And it's the same thing here, you know? Sunday morning, right there I am, 30 years later, right between your feet. It's a wonderful thing. Yes. What is it? What?
I'm sorry. One of the things that you were saying, the second half of that is that there is a tremendous amount of movement towards the spiritual community. Those that are also leaving church are becoming much more involved in spiritual.
So have a conversation with Jan after service, and she can speak to you about the trends towards spirituality. But the thing about community is there's something special just being together and feeling the bodies together. Talking about community, we've got the Interfaith Thanksgivings coming up. We have 2 interfaith groups that I go to because all of you guys don't want to live in Simi Valley. So now I got to go to the Simi Valley Interfaith and the Conejo Valley Interfaith because you guys just don't want to live in the same darn valley. But I'm just teasing you. So the Simi Valley Interfaith Thanksgiving is on Tuesday, November 26th, 7 o'clock, over at the Lutheran Church on Cochrane. The Conejo Valley Interfaith, which is the one that's a little bit bigger and you might be more aware of because Jim used to go to that one a lot, that is on Sunday the 24th. That's the one that used to be on Wednesday all the time before Thanksgiving. Now it's on Sunday, next Sunday at 7 p.m. at the chapel at Cal Lutheran University. All right? And we'll remind you about it next week. And yeah, I'm going to talk about it now. So at the Simi Valley event, we read gratitude cards from the community. So next week when you come in, I'm going to ask you to fill out a gratitude card. And so think about this week what you would want to share about your gratitude that you would want the rest of the Simi Valley Interfaith community to hear. So I'll give you a little prompt to think about it for next week. When you come in, you'll get those cards to share. So participating in interfaith activity, bringing our bodies together, watching online, practicing these principles in our daily lives. This is the vision and the mission of our center and of CSL in general, and we have kind of synopsized it.
Is that a word?
It is now. On the screen for you right here. Let's do it together. We're community. Inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Let's go with Reverend Rob Thompson, staff minister extraordinaire.
Yay. So join me in consciousness. There is one mind. There is one divinity. And we are in that one mind, that one divinity encompasses us. It is in us and it is through us, and we are it. So all of the powers of that divine entity, wisdom, beauty, joy, love, creativity, we have that. We do that also. So right now we create a time of joy, a time of celebration, a time of gratitude, a time of thanksgiving, a time of service, of community, of music and fun and wisdom. We just create for ourselves a wonderful day. And we're so grateful to be able to do this. We're so grateful for this teaching and this center. And we release this word to the law, and the law says yes. And we accept this, and we embody this when we say, and so it is.
Please stand for our congregational song. Because I am free, blinded by the Spirit. Spirit of God, it's upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is 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 upon me.
Amen.
Amen.
Hello, Cosmic Kids. This is Cindy Joy. Hi. Come on up. Come on up, Cosmic Kids. And my co-pilot, Tracy.
Well, looky.
Yay. Woohoo. Yay.
Travis.
Give a, yay. Yay. It's a good day. Come here.
Hey, big guy.
Hey,
How
so we've been talking a lot about giving and receiving, and so today we're going to make giving baskets.
Ooh.
Paper baskets we're going to decorate and put nice little paper-colored fun pumpkins in that we're going to give and receive. So if you could give anything to anyone, what would you give? What would be your gift?
Present.
And who would you give it to?
My Cindy.
Oh, Miss Cindy, that's wonderful.
You're the best.
Oh,
You're the
that's
best.
so cool.
And Miss Emily, if money was not an object, what would you give?
I would give them like a really long hug because everyone needs a hug in their life.
All right.
Nice.
And I would give it to my parents because they look after me a lot.
Another question for you. You're a little older, so. And what would you like to receive in return?
A hug.
Perfect. You don't have to talk. You don't have to talk.
Nope.
But thank you
Nope.
for coming up. Thank you. You want to say something? Okay.
I would give my cousin Lucia some paint because he loves painting.
Aww.
And what would you like to receive?
I would probably
what's your name, sweetie?
Akesa Road.
Oh, say it again.
Akesa.
Acacia.
Nice to
Beautiful
see
name.
you.
Nice.
Nice to see you both. Thank you so much for
Hey,
coming.
Cindy Joy, wait a
It's
minute.
time- What?
What would you give and what would you receive?
What would I give? If I could give anything to anyone, I would like to give. I guess I would like to give my family a vacation where we could all go together.
Oh, nice.
And that would be my gift as well.
Oh, that
So-
works good because I would give everybody an extra day off. All right.
Okay.
See you guys.
All
Have a
right,
good
it's
time.
time to blast
See you
off.
later.
Let's go. A little one. A little one.
So that was just a great example of the law of reciprocity. What are you going to give? What do you want to receive? So let's say the affirmation. I will read it once and then we'll all say it together. My one great partner turns my great expectations into a healthy, happy, prosperous life for which I give great thanks. So together, my one great partner turns my great expectations into a healthy, happy, prosperous life for which I give great thanks. So, of course, my reading today is from Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. No, really, it's not. It's from The Science of Mind? No, it's not from that either. It's from Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay, The Oversoul. Within humanity is the soul of the whole, the wise silence, the universal beauty, to which every part and particle is equally related, the eternal one. And this deep power in which we exist and whose beatitude is all accessible to us is not only self-sufficing and perfect in every hour, but the active seeing and the thing seen, the seer and the spectacle, the subject and the object are one. We see the world piece by piece as the sun, the moon, the animal, the tree, but the whole of which these are the shining parts is the soul. Only by the vision, that wisdom, can the horoscope of the ages be read, and only by falling back on our better thoughts, by yielding to the spirit of prophecy, which is innate in every one, can we know what it says. Everyone's words, of those who speak from that life, must sound vain to those who do not dwell in that same thought on their own part. I dare not speak for it. My words do not carry its august sense. They fall short and cold. Only itself can inspire whom it will.
Thank you, Rob. This morning we have our brother, our favorite of ours, Darius Lux.
Thank you. How you guys feeling today? All right. Well, thanks for having me. This first song is an original song. There was a few years ago I was touring the West Coast. I was actually playing a different CSL or a Unity church every Sunday. It was kind of like the driving force behind the tour. And after 6 months of doing this, I noticed there was a female doing the same thing. Her name is Celia Farron. And so I was like, we should become friends, you know? And then I was like, we should write a song together. And this is that song. It's called Surrender, a Higher Power. I release, surrender, nothing left feel higher power transcending all the rules. I've known addiction, known control, chased the shadow of my soul. I've screamed into the wind and lost my voice. I face the silence deep within. Now when the drama starts again, I know I always have a choice. I release, surrender. Nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power transcending all the rules. So much we think that we must do. Slow down perception, point of view. What's this compulsive need to show and tell? And still each day we play the game, embrace the dance of joy and pain, and know from deep within that all is well. I release, surrender. Nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power transcending all the rules. Just breathe. Just breathe beyond beliefs. Just breathe. I release, surrender. Nothing left to lose. Now I feel a higher power transcending all the rules. I release, surrender. Nothing left to lose. Now I feel a higher power transcending all the rules. I release, surrender.
Beautiful.
So we've heard it. Now we're going to practice it. And release and surrender. Go into that place between the thoughts, the God awareness place. So we're going to release and surrender into the quiet for 3 minutes. And then gently we'll be pulled out of that by Cherie playing. And let's start.
so grateful. I am one in the spirit around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the spirit around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God.
So I know a lot of you already have a meditation practice, but if you don't, it's a really sweet time to just connect with the divine. Namaste.
Come back up, Darius. Darius has his new little baby in the audience, Ella. We say hi, Ella. And beautiful wife, Tiffany.
This next song is the original song. I wrote it when I graduated college in New York, and I moved into Manhattan, and I'm in this tiny little apartment all by myself. And a lot of this song was kind of blaming my parents. And as I got a bit older, I realized that I had it pretty good at home, you know. It's more about challenges we face in life, kind of getting onto the road that kind of leads you to where you are wanting to be. It's called The Great Unknown. I don't need them. I've already served them well. And take this foresight and this wisdom. There's nothing to teach me now. 'Cause the man I am be twice of what he's now. I've got my wings, but I'm still flying. Sedated me with all these insecurities. Maybe lost, but I'm still trying. I'm stepping into the great unknown. My only road is the path I know. Embrace the
Thank you, Darius. Beautiful. The great unknown. Let's see here. There we go. Code there. All right. Great partner, great expectations, great thanks. The great unknown.
Yes.
Right? Phew. But I tell you, when you are, and every day, we are stepping into the great unknown. Now, the challenge is we think we already know. All the experiences that we've had, the places that we've been, the things that we've done. We wake up in the morning. I like to think about this idea. You take all your stuff out of your pockets and stuff, and you put it on the bed table. And the same thing with the thoughts. We take all those out, we put them over there, and then we wake up in the morning, we put it all back in, and think the day is a carbon copy. But no, we are stepping off into the great unknown all the time. But are we willing to step into it? Maybe not, because it's kind of scary. It's the unknown, right? We just passed Halloween, under the bed, monsters in the closet, all that kind of stuff, right? But we have a great partner. We have a great partner. We are co-creators with that great partner. This loving presence that is God itself, that is life itself, the universal thing, whatever you want to call it, it's so massive, it's beyond a name. So we just say God, because it's short and it's easy, and it reminds us of a dog, and they're cute and cuddly. But that thing is our great partner, and it has put its touch on us to be those expressions in the time and space continuum called Humanville, or Peopleville, or Creationville, right? And within that, there is this expectation that we will live the beautiful divinity that we are, the unique individualized expressions that we are. That is its great expectation for us. And our great expectation is, oh no, more of tomorrow, back yesterday, again today. But is that really what we expect? Or are we looking for something more? And the way to get something more is to give thanks for all the stuff you stuffed back into your pocket. Give thanks for all the things that are coming to your life. Even that stuff that feels like, oh no, not that again, never again, no more. Got the t-shirt, don't want it, burn the t-shirt. All that stuff. Give thanks for that too. Because in the great partnership, there is still the great expectation of good unfolding, and it begins with us giving thanks. We get this story all the time. Many of us, how many of you grew up in some kind of a church that you were so glad you found this church, you don't have to go to that church anymore? Right? But in that church, they probably had that thing. You know that thing, the Bible. And in that thing, they had some stories. A lot of stories in the skinny part of the Bible at the back end about some guy that people sing love songs to, but ignore all the things that they're singing love songs to him about. Interesting. One of the things that Science of Mind has done for me is helped me to love that guy for all the things he said and did, and not so much for who he was. Because to be honest with you, who he was, he hung out, he had long hair, and I don't know if he even showered much, because he was all hanging out with these guys all the time on the trail in dusty places. I'm not so sure. No, really, I would invite him over to the house. He's probably a pretty cool dude. Probably Rasta guy, my kind of guy. But you know what I'm saying? This guy was amazing, not because of who he was, but because of what he did and how he showed up in the world. I mean, here's a dude that walks out onto the side of a crowd of people and says, whoa, we were going to have a party, but a lot more people showed up than I expected. What are we going to do? And all the guys around are going, I don't know, man. I looked in the pots, and there's just not enough food. This little boy says, well, hey, I got a couple fishes and a loaf of bread. And she says, that's good enough. And so he gives thanks for this great expectation with the great partner that he'll take care of all the people. And what did he do? He fed the multitudes, and then he had enough for leftovers. Everybody could take a to-go bag with them. Right? That's the power that's happening and available to us when we follow the way. An important message to have for where we are today. Wherever you might be on this political spectrum that we talk about in the world today, this idea that there is a great partner bringing to us great expectations when we give thanks can help us move through the day. through whatever is coming forth from us. It begins with giving thanks and then expecting that great partner to show up for us from a place of faith that is deeper than even faith itself, like a knowing, like a total understanding. Faith and knowing are kind of first cousins, you know? And they really work well together. The faith will lead to a knowing that takes us beyond limitations, beyond what we've seen before, into what we can see upcoming. Because we're all looking for our good to unfold. We all have a particular, Emma Curtis Hopkins talks about if there's good enough for me. If there's good enough for you and each and every one of us, but we must understand that and live from that place. Live in the consciousness of plenty, that there will be a solution to whatever experience we're dealing with when we begin by saying, thanks for the situation I'm in today, thanks for being my great partner, and hey, this is what I'm expecting. I trust that good is going to unfold in my life. That's not always easy. We have to learn that. And we learn that through experience. We learn that through practicing. And through practicing this trust, practicing this faith, we get to a place of complete and utter knowing, and then magical things begin to happen. Then we begin to feed our own multitudes with our own fishes and loaves for what seemed to be limitation, seemed to be not enough, but suddenly it's like it worked out. I did have enough. I got a new idea. Something different unfolded. I would have never thought when I woke up this morning that I would have this afternoon. The life I live today, if I 10 years ago had written down my life in 2024 will be, none of the stuff I would have written down would be my life today. And I think we can all say the same thing, because there's an emergence taking place from each moment. This is a heavy-duty thought, and if you want to call Dr. Arthur Chang and have lunch with him, he will blow your mind with the idea of process theology. In short, there's a thing happening, boom, a drop happening in this moment. And from that drop, an emergence takes place that is absolutely perfect for the next unfolding moment. Boom, a drop again, and more folding, drop, folding, drop, folding. It's emerging. Good is constantly emerging, and it's not even linear. It's just kind of like, what? All over the place. Talk to the quantum theorists. They'll tell you about how crazy that stuff is. This world is a wild place, but when we trust in it, it leads to happiness. It leads to a place of joy, particularly when things aren't working right. We can be in joy of knowing that I have a great partner, and with this great partner, I can say thank you for the great expectation unfolded in my life, and that brings me prosperity and well-being into my life. Dr. Holmes tells us we must remember something very important. He says we must learn to come under that divine government, and accept the fact that nature's table is ever filled. Full. Never was there a cosmic famine. There's always enough. The spiritual partner, our source and supply, that is the substance of all things unfolding, is ever taking form, always birthing new things. He just can't help himself. He's just like chronically addicted to newness. And there is an inexhaustible storehouse there that never gets depleted, that we can always count on. But we must keep that channel open. And the channel stays open when we recognize we have that partnership, when we recognize that we are co-creators with the divine, then when we decide that, you know what, I'm giving thanks for whatever I have, no matter what. And it's hard. This is why we have to practice it. It's hard when you get a cancer diagnosis to know that a great expectation is unfolding. But when you trust that great expectation, amazing miracles take place. Where's Greg? Amazing miracles take place when that happens. Dale, amazing miracles take place. I can keep pointing in this room and see, Jim, amazing miracles take place. When you step into that understanding, you can be brought back to life again. Whoa. But you got to know it. You got to know it, see? There's never less. There's always more. And not always more like greed and gluttony and hoarding. I'm not talking about that kind of more. I'm talking about a more good, a more peace, more joy, more calm that leads to always enough. But it comes from a childlike faith. Little Travis today. Just a present, you know, and it's just to give it away. to live without the question, to stay in the experience without any doubt. To live a life that's not conditioned by lack and limitation, not conditioned by not enough, not conditioned by worried about, oh my good, my pocketbook, look at my checkbook today, another bill came, how am I gonna make that? It's not living in that space, it's living in the playground space. Look at all this sand on the beach, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere, We gotta be like the little boy in the story. Look at this. I love this. This is Dr. Holmes. Worthy man, show me this. Look at these people standing at the crowd in front of Jesus. I can't eat that. I'm a vegan. How do you know when the vegan's in the room? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Has this fish been tested for mercury? Is this bread gluten-free? That's what the crowd was dealing with. Lack of limitation. They stuffed all that stuff in their pockets on the day before. But then this little boy steps forward in front of the crowd. And this is what Dr. Holmes wrote in this thing called Life, on his Thanksgiving Day service show of This Thing Called Life. He says, isn't it wonderful that out of all that vast throng of people who needed to be fed, and the doctors of the law who stood around, the Pharisees, they knew everything about the book. You've heard the people that thump in the book. They know everything about the book. But what do they know about the way, right? Okay. And those doctors who stood around, and those who thought they knew all the answers, and even his immediate disciples, the only person in that great congregation who really entered into the spirit of what Jesus was doing was a little boy. You see, Jesus and that little boy were the only two people in that gathering who didn't know that it couldn't be done. Mm-hmm. And Jesus apparently wanted the cooperation of someone who did know that it could be done just as he knew. Spirit wants the cooperation of you that knows that it can be done when all around you are saying that it can't be done. Don't be like these people. Be that little guy. I can do this. Why? I have a great partner. It's not my individual will. It's the will of the divine, the willingness to accept this partnership, to give thanks first, and then to move into that willingness to trust. In a book, one of those thin books of Dr. Holmes, where he says the philosophy of Jesus, he says, it was not a concentration of spiritual forces that Jesus exercised, but rather that childlike and implicit faith in the reality of spirit in human affairs. Notice this, the reality of spirit in human affairs. Really a sweet little kind of throwaway line when you think about it, but the reality is, see, spirit is looking for us to do the work. It's in human affairs. It's in our daily affairs. Makes you think about this farmer that invited the local parson over to check out the farm he had bought or purchased, and he had done a lot of work on this farm. And the parsons knew about the farm because it was really run down, had a lot of rocks in the fields, and the fence was falling down, and the shack was looking really rough. And so the parson says, man, you and the Lord have done such a great job on this property. And the farmer goes, yeah, but you remember what it was like when the Lord owned it all by himself? Because he did the work. He cleaned it up. He took the rocks. He fertilized the field. He planted the soil. We have to take our ideas, our great expectations, and plant the seeds and then do the work. Move into the space. That idea that comes to you that you love, that you can't seem to get rid of, that idea needs attention. And it needs your interest. Love is really attention plus interest when you think about it. The person you love, the thing you love, you give it attention because, why? You're interested in it. What idea do you have that you have not been giving attention and interest, that's withering on the vine, that's sitting under a rock, waiting to be uncovered, nurtured, and planted so it can grow? Nurture that idea with faith. Nurture your ideas with faith. As you run around today and people are going I've had so many calls this week from both sides of folks when they don't know what to do. They're so excited what's happening, boom, whatever it is. Live in a space of expectancy of good and release those old limited ideas and step into the possibilities of what is unfolding for all of us and how that can be good. Stay in that space, and that's what will unfold. That's the collective consciousness working in that regard. And then what comes alive is the experiences of that love interest receiving attention. What comes alive is the nourished idea that becomes the expectancy, because we've released the idea to a spirit that can help it move forward into expression. See, our only action really is to stop and go, like Jesus does. The Father and I are one. I am one with the divine. That's why we start every treatment with, this is what I know, basically. Maybe not those exact words. I am one with God. I'm present with that. We unify with that spirit. And then we ask for what we want. Then when we can pull ourselves to that space, then lack of limitation, bye-bye. They're gone. They're gone. But again, the action is ask, and it is given. We hear that, right? Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. We must do the work in the process of unfolding the good in our lives. And that can be a little tiring. That can leave you wanting to stay in bed and watching the service from the bed. You know, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to go there today, and it's going to be inspiring, but I'm going to have to do some action afterwards. And can't somebody else do it? No. Sorry, spoiler alert, it's up to you. But there is help. There's help that comes from the great partnership. There's help coming from gratitude for all that we have in our lives. There's help coming from an expectation of good unfolding in our lives. Donald Curtis says that the true practice of faith is giving oneself over completely to the dynamic of expectancy. To stay in that place, just knowing that it's going to happen. You know, I was thinking about that loaves and fishes story, and that's really like a prayer clinic. It really is. Because first he just trusted in the infinite. Trusted in the infinite abundance available and said, hey, thanks for what I don't even see. I don't even see it yet, but I'm giving thanks for it. Can you do that when you don't even see the solution yet? And you give thanks for the solution that I don't even see because I know it is even there. I know it's already there despite my limitations that don't allow me to see it just yet. I know that it is there. Though it is not seen, I give thanks. Can we thank the invisible? Do you have the faith to do that? Or do you have to have proof beforehand? Once you can thank the invisible, then you can expect the increase, big or small. You can expect it. It doesn't matter whether it's big or small. In fact, the small stuff is really important stuff. The small stuff is going to fill in all the gaps and make it all good. You take a big old bowl here, a jar, and got some big rocks, little rocks, and sand, and you want to fill it up. Throw it in the big rocks, throw in the little rocks, but the sand, the small stuff, is what's going to fill that thing up. That's what's going to fill it up. So sometimes we throw the small little things away, but that's the really important stuff. We always want the big things first. I want the big car, the big job, the big promotion, the big headline. I want the New York Times bestseller book. I would kind of like that, yeah. But, but maybe just the small start. The little stuff counts. We do need to get into the action of it. There's a mother that I heard about who worked really hard, great single parent, single mom. Her son wanted to go to medical school. They didn't have a lot of money. They had just enough money to be in that gap space where they didn't qualify for all the grants and stuff like that. So they took out some loans, but she had to work hard and had to help him get through school. And he got through pre-med, got through medical school, got through his internship, his residency, and finally hung out his shingle. And one of the neighbors said, hey, how's that son of yours doing? He says, well, he's finally practicing medicine. The guy says, after all that time, you think he'd be done practicing? But in truth, that's what it's all about. It's about the practice. The practice, and then it gets done, the practice. I ran into, I love the internet rabbit hole that comes from time to time. So I'm doing some research around this topic and this talk, and I ran across a guy named Father Giovanni from the 15th century, incredible Franciscan monk or Franciscan friar, and he was an architect. He designed a lot of the buildings in Venice, and all kinds of good stuff. And he also was a poet and a writer, and he wrote this that I just absolutely loved. And let me get out my arm extenders. I think it really nails where we need to go here. He says that, this is Father Giovanni, 15th century Franciscan. No heaven can come to us unless our hearts find rest in today. Take heaven. No peace lies in the future which is not hidden in this present little instant. No peace lies in the future which is not hidden in this present little instant. Take peace. The gloom of the world is but a shadow. Behind it, yet within our reach, is joy. There is radiance and glory in the darkness, could we but see. And to see, we only have to look. I beseech you to look. Look at the great partnership we have with the divine. Look at the great expectations that come within your own mind. These ideas of how good it can be are reality, hidden in this present moment. The future hidden in this present moment. Don't get dissuaded by the world that looks like gloom. Behind it, there is joy. Hidden in the present moment. Radiance and glory. Can we see it? Sure. When you remember to give thanks, have an expectation of good, and know you have an amazingly great partner. And so it is.
Yes.
I had this one more. This just tickled me. This is so tickled me. So, if God seems far away, who moved? I love Meister Eckhart. He is such a sweet idea. I mean, did God go anywhere? No, we go somewhere, but we don't have to. Yeah, let's do our affirmation together, shall we? My one great partner turns my great expectations into a healthy, happy, prosperous life for which I give
great.
That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's step into that revealing prayer moment and do this thing. Let's give some great thanks, but recognize, try and feel it. Whatever that feeling is for you, that lets you know that there is something greater. There is a divine presence. There is a great partner. Do you feel it in your breath? In the pulsations that are moving through your body? Do you feel it in the energetic smile that comes upon your face when you look at the beauty of a child, or the rising sun, or the bright, bright harvest frost moon that we had this week? The chill of the air, the warm smile of a loved one. That's God showing up. And your feeling of it, your recognition of it, is your unification with it. So as we unify with this divine presence, I know that there is a great invisible something unfolding to be the thing that brings the highest level of joy into our lives. I may be walking through what appears to be the shadow of death, but I shall not fear any evil, for I know thou art with me. That divine partnership within me as me. I've not pitched a tent or set up anything to stay there. I'm walking through because I practice what I preach. I speak this word, and then I hear the instructions, and I follow those intuitions, and I move with action and make my good a part of my experience. I'm aware of the whispers of the divine that says, here, there, and I follow where I am led by that divine wisdom within. So grateful for this process, so grateful to know that more abundance, more prosperity, more health, more prosperous relationships, more harmonious friendships, more loving partnerships unfold from my understanding that I am one with, and I'm grateful for, and I expect good. So as I release these ideas into a perfect law that makes whatever individualized idea that is calling for attention and interest and nurturing through faith is being called forth through each and every one of us, this divine presence hears that and makes it real as we affirm together by saying, and so it is.
I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. 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 I am light.
Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, CSL Choir. That was beautiful. Yes, we are light, we are divine, and we are receivers and we are givers. We are in that month of conscious giving where we're accepting our pledges. And I've got one of our adjuncts in our Board of Trustees, Dorothy Morgan Seeger. Seeger Morgan, which way does it go? Seeger Morgan. Okay. Here, let me give you this. And what do you got for us? You want to share some ideas?
Yes.
All right.
I do. Hi, everyone. So I thought, well, where do I start? And I'm taking my, from Lane. I start at the beginning, a little bit about me. 1992, I walked into my first sayin center down in Orange County. I identified right away. There wasn't any question. I was there. And they told me, the more you give, the more you get. And if you give, you will receive tenfold in return. And I thought, well, that's a pretty good return on investment. I was investing in the stock market then through my 401k. I thought, well, I don't have a lot of guarantees there. You know, it's still a decent thing. But this is guaranteed. So I tried it. I experimented. And my life has been very prosperous in all ways since then, every way. I have great thanks for the life that I have led, and I'm old, people. I'm old, but but I also wanted to say. Let's see. I wrote it down here. It was a quote, or it's. You know, I was doing a lot of reflection and contemplation in the last week and a half or so. A lot of isolation. I felt cozy, the time of the season, everything going on in the world. And I go back to our vision, a world that works not for everyone, for all. A world that works for all. That includes the dogs, of course, the animals, the plant life, the planet itself. So that is a great vision.
Yes.
When we were in Charleston, I reflected back on that. The theme for CSL this year, a grand rising. And I thought about that too, and I thought, what a great vision, what a great theme. And we experienced it, all of us who went down to Charleston, and we tried to bring it back here too. A grand rising, and I thought, gosh, what does that mean in my life? And as far as giving, it means I need to rise up, and in all ways, not just the dollar and cents I give here. I'm going to fill out my little card today and up my giving a bit, because I just am called to that. But also, in every way that we give with our acts of kindness every day to the people that we meet, the smiles we give. The lady in the grocery store the other day that was down, and I said, how are you doing? You know, simple, not a big deal at all, but those acts of kindness that keep our hearts open in this time. So what I'm going to read is something that came from one of our centers, I think down in Albuquerque. I just happened upon it online, and it talks to a grand rising. So they said, or whoever wrote this, a grand rising is our invitation to embody our divine magnificence. Now, that sounds so big to me, but that's what this grand rising is all about, for us to rise up. And it's in a way that we may have avoided before. Maybe it felt too sacred and holy, too big for us. or it felt like it was too much responsibility. No matter what, if it is the truth of our being, why not trust that we have the capacity to live with this truth fully? That divine magnificence. And they went on to say, and I think this speaks to all of us when we're going through dark times, and we all go through dark times. Our dog dies, a person we love dies. We look at world events and go, holy crap. So grand rising does not mean that we will not grieve, feel anger, frustration, or feel tired of situations or of certain people. What it means is that we feel these things from a new vantage point. We're rising. We're rising. A new vantage point where we process the feeling, mood, experiences, just as we experience the darkness of the night. We see the darkness. We feel the evening chill in the air. We may even jump at things that go bump in the night. And still, the sun, as we talked about in your talk, Reverend Stephen, the sun still rises in the morning. The daylight returns. It was never gone, the sun. We just are in this dark space. So we are called to rise and look at things from the vantage point. And our divine nature never leaves us when we're in the midst of this dark night of the soul. We are individualized expressions of God who experience the depths of grief, anger, loneliness, and fear at times, but so are we able to have joy, laughter, love, and peace in our experiences. And it's because these are just human experiences we're all going through.
That's right.
And
life.
so this is why I give to this center, because we are an oasis of light in this world. We're part of millions of them, but we are a big part in this community, so that's why I give.
Wow.
That's why I give.
Whoa. Major. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, man. Right. Look out, Rob. When I take a day off, you got competition over here, man. That was beautiful. Yes. Well, you grand rising divine lights, these are our ways to give. And you know, as we've already said, it is our Conscious Giving Month. And we also have this wonderful affirmation that we share that speaks to everything that Dorothy was talking about in these words. Let's do this together, shall we? Divine love, it's doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the world. Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and me now. Divine love prevails. Thank you, ushers, for your service. There you are. Oh, there they are. Cherie, thank you so much. Take a look at the events. There's all kinds of stuff coming up. We're moving into the holiday season. It's going to be a busy time, as if it's not always busy around here. That's right. I'll be with you. I'll be here day 4.
You may approach. We are blessed with laughter. We are blessed with joy. We are blessed with money. We are blessed with consciousness. And it goes out and it returns to us, and so it is.
So it is. Come back up, Mr. Lux. Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Stephen. This next song I didn't write. I wish I'd written it. You guys might know this one. What would it be, and would you call it to her face? If you were faced with him in all her glory, what would you ask if you had just one question? And yeah, God is great. Yeah, God is good. Yeah. But if God was one of us, just a slope like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to find her way home. And if God had a face, what would it look like, and would you want to see? If seeing meant that you would have to believe in things like love and peace and understanding. And yeah, God is great. Yeah, God is good. Yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slave like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to find her way home. Yeah, God is great. Yeah, God is good. Yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to find her way home. Yeah, what if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to find her way home. Just trying to make an honest time, and always running out of time. Pushed to the back of the line, waiting for us all to see the signs. you so much. Thank you to
Yeah.
this awesome band.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, Darius. It's a powerful song. So we got some wonderful folks that are helping us out to make this thing happen. It's Pat and Greg Schaefer, our lead on the service team today. And thank Greg for taking the signs out, putting those out for us as well. Supporting you as Lisa and Jack, so thank you so much for that. Good job on the stage there, Glenn Buckleyman. All right, up in the booth, Olivia running solo, huh? Is Gregory up there with you? But he didn't do anything, did he? He's just sitting up there watching. I know, just hanging out. I know. Yep. That's wonderful. Thank you, Cindy Joy. And was Amanda back there with her today? Good. Amanda Van Dyke is helping out with the Cosmic Kid Galaxy folks. Lane and Cheryl will be in the office after service. Thank you so much for your support there. Fellowship, Costa and Lillian and Tracy Carbone. Tasty treats. Tasty treats. Amazing music today. Thank you so much, Papa Darius. Lovely. Cherie Deeds, you continue to just, right? Yeah, you're pumping it up. I love this. I love the gratitude song coming out of the meditation today. It was really sweet.
Yeah, switching it up.
Yeah, switched it up nicely. Steve Fowler, amazing, man. Amazing. Bob Townley, big power back there in the back. Oh, and who's that other guy? Oh, yeah, the Volunteer of the Month, right, Randy Jones. And we have our full complement, the C, the Cassandra, the S, the Cheryl, the L, Lane, the CSLs. Right? Okay, you heard Nancy say something about it. The cleaning crew this week was Kathy and Gloria. By themselves. This is a big place. You know, if you got a chance, come over, run the vacuum. It's like this very zen thing. Dusting, it can also be very zen. Kathy's got the toilet. She likes doing that. I'm not saying it's whatever. So you don't have to worry about having to do the grub stuff, all right? That's already covered. So come on out. Thursday, 1 o'clock. Just show up. They're here. Thursday, 1 o'clock. Thank you so much for that. Okay, now, what are a couple things coming up? I need John to lead me. I need John to lead me.
What happened?
Nothing.
Sleep at the wheel.
Nothing. Okay, so now we've got this new meditation thing we're trying out. It's Monday morning. It's 7 o'clock. It feels early. But do you work on Monday, some of you? Most of you guys, a lot of you guys are retired. But if you're working on Monday, it's kind of a bad idea to get up a little early and come and get centered for the week ahead. So you can try it out with Sonny and Cherie, 7 o'clock, Monday mornings in the sanctuary with a beautiful meditation practice. It's really fun. Try that out. Then the other thing that's coming up are these Thanksgivings that we want to talk about again. Oh, drum circle. Oh, that's Friday night. Burl Boldrak. All right. This drum circle is so sweet. It's such a sweet energy. Talk about a meditative experience with the cosmic original sound beat coming through each and every one of us. Burl guides you through that. It's a wonderful experience for that. So definitely take advantage of the drum circle coming up this Friday. Okay, Rob, it's up to you, man. You got this. Close us out. Tell us what you're doing, what they should be doing, what they can be doing. Not should. We don't should on anybody around here.
Well, you know.
No, I don't. I try not to.
Well, they should be spiritually evolving.
They can. It's a choice. It's choice.
Well, it's a choice. It's a choice.
Well, you don't want to spiritually evolve. Devolve. It's fine. No problem with that. We're still here. In fact, if you devolve, you'll be here longer, and we got more longevity.
There
Devolve, everybody. Devolve.
Well, I'm going to be praying for all of the devolutionaries over there.
Very good. I love it. Thank you so much. What else can they do if they don't want to stick around for it?
If you don't want to, then you can fill out one of these little papers over by the box, and then I'll pick them up, and we'll all pray for you all week.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Rob. All right, let's stand, do our closing benediction, and we shall sing together. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
I release, I let go, I
here for? Who are you here for? What are you here for? Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
Only here for God. I don't remember what day it was, and I didn't notice what time it was. All I know is that I fell in love with you, and if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Yeah, every day's a new day in love with you. With each day comes a new way of loving you. And every time I see your face, my mind starts to wander. If all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Oh, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but darling, not as much as tomorrow. For Damien, springtime's just a day away, and Cupid, we don't need you now. Be on your way. I thank the Lord for love like ours that grows ever stronger. I always will be true. I know you feel